So we have come across our fair share of shady developers, of shady publishers, of shady companies over the course of our time spent on YouTube and Twitch, but I feel as though this right here may be the worst culprit I have ever seen, and I guarantee you guys, you are not going to believe what I have to tell you today. So I received and I'm gonna go ahead and say sponsorship opportunity that goes on to read. We run, and I'm just going to go ahead here and say a private server, an MMO private server, because I don't want to name the private server in specific, because I feel as though any kind of exposure, whether that's positive exposure or negative exposure, is still exposure, and I don't want to give them exposure for their server, especially after they approached me with this. And we wanted to contact you to see if you would be interested in a unique partnership with us. We have worked with, and once again, I'm just going to go ahead here and say other content creators, as I don't want to necessarily name and shame them, in the past, and we have found great success. Now, this partnership would require you to do a positive, and this is where it gets interesting. I've been approached by another indie developer, this was months ago, where they wanted me to do a positive video on their game, and they were willing to pay me a percentage of everything that the viewers that I directed towards them spent on the game, and they would pay me a recurring fee every single month, pretty much forever, if I did a positive video on it. Now, this is once again another instance where they are suggesting here that I do a positive dedicated video on their server in specific, where I go on to talk about the rates, the unique content that they have personally coded and developed specifically for their game or for their server, and how we are a fan-run server that actually cares about its players, unlike the official servers. And I feel like that is pretty much what every private server claims anyway. Now, we are willing to pay, and I'm not going to be specific here, but they did state it would be several $1,000 for you to, and wait, before I go any further, where did these private servers get this kind of funding from, where they could just throw around thousands, tens of thousands of dollars to different content creators, different streamers and stuff? Like, how much money are they making off of their players? This is actually crazy. We're willing to pay you X amount of money for you to cover our server and tell players that our version of the game is superior to the official. Now, I haven't played their private server, or I don't think I have, so I wouldn't really know whether or not it is or is not superior to the official server. You can say whatever you would like to convince your viewers we trust that you are more than capable. So they're like, okay, here's a bag of money. Now, all you have to do is go outside, say positive things about us to your community, because your community trusts you. You can say whatever you want, as long as it's positive, and you can have everything that is within this bag. I feel like these people should know me better by now, but they really don't. I feel like whenever these companies, whenever these indie developers, these developers, private server creators reach out to me, all they're doing is providing me additional content and providing me additional ways with which to tear into them and show the world, show the community the kinds of weird, shady practices that go on behind the scenes. And this is actually where it probably gets what is arguably the worst it could get. And they go on to state, all we ask is that you do not disclose that you are being paid to do this. So they do not want me to say that this video that I'm doing, that I am covering, is sponsored, and to make the video seem genuine. Like, I was going to play, and they actually gave me a little quote here. I was looking to play, and again, I'm just going to omit the name of the game. So I was looking to play this game, and I saw that there was a private server for the game. So instead of going for the official version of the game, which, you know, potentially has thousands more players, and officially supporting them, I decided it would be in my best interest to go to this private server and play that. And it turned out so much better. And that's pretty much what they wanted me to say. And if this works out well, we can proceed with this on a more long-term partnership. So if I convert enough of you guys over to their game, then they would be more than happy continuing to pay me a recurring fee long term if I continue to promote their game, their private server of the game, over the official server. Like, I have played private servers in the past. I have. Some of them have been really good. Some of them really haven't been good. Some of them are private servers of games that no longer exist, and that is the only way that you can successfully play them. But this is actually the very first time that I've been reached out to by a private server. I don't necessarily want to say developer, but since they do, I think, like, put their own content or quests or outfits and stuff into the game, I guess private server developer, in an attempt to direct players, direct fans of the official server to their private server of the game, and it would be financially motivated, but of course I wouldn't be allowed to disclose that it would be financially motivated, so it would in essence be me lying to all of you, me saying, hey guys, I just coincidentally happened to cross this private server, you should totally play this as opposed to playing the official version of it. So they would essentially be paying me to lie to you guys and to scam you. And like, have they never seen videos where I absolutely trash indie developers, or I trash developers in general, ones that partake of shady practices like this in the past? Like, I have named and shamed quite a few developers, quite a few publishers, whether they be official or indie or AAA, big budget. Like, I have burned some bridges doing this, and I will continue to burn as many bridges as necessary to bring these kinds of topics to the attention of our community. But man, this is the craziest instance of a potential sponsorship opportunity that I have ever had. Now, I don't officially support private servers for MMOs. Like, I'm not gonna tell you guys not to do it because it's not my job to. You guys will do whatever you want to do in the grand scheme of things. All I can say is, if you are watching a content creator cover a private server, then you should go into this with the knowledge that they might be being paid to talk positively about it. They might be being paid to bring this to your attention and spread the word of it, and they might be potentially lying to you about that too, just like these guys have approached me to do, just like the indie developer that I covered a couple months ago approached me to do. And I'm sure this happens all the time. It is probably very prevalent in the genre. It's just very underreported for whatever reason.